station. Heed the call, the escalation. This is your radio salvation. Go, 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 go.
When Red Schoendienst ended the longest All-Star game on record with a homer, they gave it all to the National League. When he grew up, he would hit 7 feet. He would also become one of the highest scoring players in basketball history.
Penalty flag on the play. Pass is caught. That's Ingold, the fullback, for the touchdown, but a flag is down.
Absolutely fantastic.
Rebound. Oh! Did you see that? One of the saves of the year from Marc-Andre Fleury.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, whatever it is for you, wherever you are. Thank you for joining Power Play Sports Collectible Show. I'm Aaron Phillips, riding alongside the man, the myth, the legend behind Power Play Sports Collectibles, Mr. Scott Hosey, as he's fidgeting with his microphone. How are you?
Yes, this new mic here.
No, that's not it. That one is a new mic.
Yeah,
That's correct.
and
That's the stethoscope mic.
Keeps falling down.
Well, that's a personal problem.
Exactly.
We have blue pills for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to the show. We appreciate you taking time out of your Saturday morning. Mr. Hosey, how's your week been?
It's been great. It's been really busy. I can't tell you. I don't think there's been a time in my life that I've been ever busier, except for when my daughter was born, type thing, because I've got so much going on right now. I'm relying on the staff heavily, and I appreciate all they do over at the store. My wife taking care of the back end of the internet business, and with, you know, it came out wrong, but that's what you talk about in the computer world. But
the online store business.
Yes. And just everything else, things with Unicom, which we'll talk about later. I've got shows coming up. I've got celebrities coming out of the woodwork now calling me, wanting to do appearances because of the fact that everything's starting to open up in a sense.
Yeah.
And, it's just one call after another.
Good.
And then I have a real job, too, that I...
Yeah.
which is my main focus in life.
Somebody's got to pay the bills.
But, come 5 o'clock in the evening, it's like 5 to 9, constant phone call returns because I don't take care of that during the day.
Sure.
Emails, about 120 a day.
Holy
it's
cow.
amazing. I need an assistant. So if you'd like to come by, I am accepting resume.
There you go. Send your resume,
Yes.
too. Well, listen, you guys know the routine. If you want to give us a call and chime in on any of our topics, 702-329-6947 if you're here locally within the United States. If you're outside the U.S., even though we can't ship to you just yet, we'll still take orders and hold them for when Scott can ship them. Like I'm saying we, like I work in the store.
You do now?
I do now. 855-502-4321. The numbers are there on your screen. Of course, send us a live tweet. Your live tweet using hashtag PPSC Live will come up on the screen for Scott and I to address, answer, review, whatever it is. There's an example of the one I posted this morning. And
Stop
of course,
yelling.
What's that?
Stop yelling. All caps means yelling.
Well, no, I was doing that for, if you notice, it's only in the titles of things.
Oh, okay.
I did show in a capital S, small letters, but I do titles in caps. Anyway, you can also, our chat rooms are being monitored by us as well. And please feel free to start your own watch party. Spread the word, spread the news, spread the information on everything that Power Play Sports Collectibles and what Scott can do and his staff, just to kind of keep abreast of what's going on. If you have some collectible items that you maybe want to have checked out, Scott can put you in the right direction. But give us a call, be part of the show, and let's have some fun on what is for us, really for everybody, the last Saturday of August.
Absolutely. I want to touch on some things. Just so you know, I check the United States Postal Service bulletins every week, and Canada and the UK just opened up. So I got rid of probably 20 orders that were on that shelf.
Mazel tov, as they say.
I have one jersey that needs to go to Israel, which I think in the next couple weeks that might
I'm just curious, what jersey?
Freddie Adu.
Really, a soccer player?
Soccer
out in
player,
Israel?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Right on.
absolutely.
They're big in Israel?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The rest of the world, soccer's huge, or football.
Football.
Yeah.
FUTBOL? Football.
Yes, exactly.
Go! Right. Exactly.
And
I want to give a quick shout out to my buddy Rafi, my workout partner, who's also a Clark County Corrections officer, always being safe. Raf, thank you, buddy. Hey, enjoy that workout this morning in the park. Say hi to Jake and Melissa, and sorry I can't be there. Right.
it's 100 and something degrees already.
I tell you, yesterday I worked out at 4 o'clock because my morning was...
That's the heat of the day, though.
Well, and I'd been working out at 9 when it was only 90 degrees. And we go to our trainer's home is where we do it. And he's got some great shade out in front of the house in the morning. Well, 4 o'clock is when I used to work out, like last year before all this stuff started, but I was in the box. I was in the facility.
Yes.
So as I'm walking up to my trainer's house and I'm looking at my phone and it says 106 at 4 o'clock and I'm saying, what the hell was I thinking? Let me tell you, man, it was brutal. No shade in front as we were doing 100-foot walking lunges as part of the routine. My thighs right now are cement. It's a good thing I was able to walk in here. So it's leg day yesterday. Yes, I know. So, Rafi, do something for me.
I know it doesn't look it, but I've been going to the
I know you have.
Las Vegas Athletic Club.
Yeah.
Been a member there since they reopened because the club I belonged to before shut down during the whole and then went bankrupt. Shout out to them. They got great facilities, the alternate machines. What I like is the fact that the walking track or running track, whichever lane you're in, is indoors, so it's air conditioned.
Right, yeah, absolutely. It's up top, right? It kind of goes around the building.
Yeah, great view, too. So as you're walking or running or, just cooling down after a workout, you got a great view of the whole valley.
Right on. Chief's in the house. Yeah, Rafi says thanks. Enjoy the cool air. Don't worry, Raf. I am. I got an air conditioner one side. I got an air conditioner on the other side right now in the studio.
Well, don't forget, a little public service announcement for us. We are going to start, next week we're taking the week off.
Oh, do we have a teletype breaking news sound there, Mr. Operator? This would be a perfect time for that.
This would be a good studio, with breaking news stuff if you had like little sounds in the board.
Well, just the teletype or breaking news or
I've created a monster now. You know it's coming down.
And then what's the other one? The sound from Law and Order. Dun, 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 something. All right, go ahead.
Breaking news. Starting not next week, but the following Saturday,
September
we will
12th.
Start airing from 9 to 10.
9 to 10 a.m.
Yes, and that's...
Is Tinkerbell in the house? Oh, the news teletype?
I'm thinking the air raid on Hawaii and Pearl Harbor is happening.
I watched Midway last night, by the way. The newer version. We need something a little stronger. There
we go.
That's good.
That's good.
Air raid. That's good. Something powerful for
But
this
9
show.
a.m. to 10 a.m. we will start airing. Gives me an extra hour of one day a week. I can sleep in for an extra hour.
And next week being Labor Day, we're not doing a show at all because you will be at.
We will be at Sunset Station.
I know it's on the script to talk later.
There's a hint, but...
well, I kind of threw it up there
Exactly.
real quick. I took him out of his rotation.
I know. But don't forget, we'll be over at Sunset Station Saturday and Sunday right outside the bowling center. I've got about 30 tables, probably 20 of the great vendors from we'll call it the Southwest here in Las Vegas and Southern California.
Right on.
Setting up toys, collectibles, sports cards, autographed items, you name it. And then we also have 3 autograph guests from Women of Wrestling. We have Holodead. She will be there on Saturday. And on Saturday, also, Las Vegas' own Chris Bay will be there. And then on Sunday, we will have D'Lo Brown, WWE, former Intercontinental, and also European champion.
Right on. Yeah. Right on. It should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So no shows on Labor Day Saturday as well. And this will just kind of jump the shark a little bit. Twin brothers from different mothers, which normally are at noon, will also be dark on Labor Day weekend. We're all taking a little bit of an extended break.
Enjoy. No,
Enjoy.
seriously, everybody enjoy.
Absolutely.
If you can get out and be safe getting out, do so. And you know what? It is hot here in Las Vegas now. So we'll segue into the mall, over at the Boulevard Mall where I have my store. If you don't want to go to the casino and come to the sports card, toys, and collectibles show, you can always shop at Power Play Sports Collectibles over at the Boulevard Mall. Don't forget, there are a few rules: 6-foot occupancy, or not occupancy, but distance. 50% occupancy. You must wear a mask, and if you're sick, stay at home. All the common sense rules that have been out for a while.
Absolutely.
But you know what? Here's the kicker. Be safe. Be courteous to one another. if you don't believe in the mask thing, don't go there to make a statement. That's been happening quite a bit lately.
Right.
We're not the people making the rules.
Right.
We're just
We just have to abide by them.
And then, just be courteous to one another.
Absolutely.
It is a tough time for the entire world, not just the U.S., but the entire world. So stay safe, be courteous, and enjoy each other.
Absolutely. You notice on the screen is a QR code box. Anytime during the live show or anytime you decide to replay the show, just put your QR scanner up there and we'll take you direct to PowerPlaySportsCards.com and you can check out his online store. And our good friend Chief is in the house. He's in the watch parties in the chat rooms. And even he says that bell that was supposed to be like a teletype was pretty weak. So I would advise not doing that on Wednesday when he's here in studio, Mr. Producer.
Yes, and by the way, for those interested in watching Thoughts Count Anywhere, I will not be here on Wednesday. So, I know the ratings are going to drop to 10% or something like that. But no, you and Matt and Jason, if he's here, will run the show. And you've got Chief that says he's going to come in. And you know what? I'm going to be at a company function, and I might have to just keep my phone, sort of like in the corner when you're watching football, just to see if Chief actually, who has the referee shirt on for you.
Well, I promise I will bring the belt.
Chief.
The Aaron Phillips belt will be on display around my waist with a lock and key on the back.
Chief, my money's on you.
Me too. Me too. That's a surprising thing. Okay, a couple other news and notes there in our opening that you want to cover, sir?
Yeah, don't forget Unicon. For those who aren't aware of it, that is Fandoms United. That is going to be held over at the World Marketplace come March 5th through the 7th. Over 200,000 square feet of toys, sports, cosplay, gaming. You name it, it's going to be there. And when we say Unicon, it's Fandoms United. That is the toy world, the comic world, the sports world, all united. They're also going to have the Guinness World Book of Records there.
Oh.
Trying to beat the record for the largest amount of cosplay.
Oh.
Which is all the people, for those who don't understand cosplay, it's where individuals dress up as their sports heroes or mostly comic book heroes and anime. It's very interesting in some points. But needless to say, they are going to try to break the world's record, and Guinness is going to be there. So definitely something to look forward to. We're also going to have wrestling there. Live.
Shocker.
Yep, live wrestling. And then we will have...
live, like matches live?
Yes.
Like at Level Up?
Yep, very true.
I wonder who's going to be there helping with that.
I have no idea. And then also everything else. It's going to be 200,000 square feet. World Marketplace. For those who don't know where that is, that's right behind downtown. Those big buildings right at the Spaghetti Bowl. That's it's World Marketplace. Everybody referred to them as like the furniture outlet, which it originally was.
Right.
Plenty of parking. $5 parking is what it's going to be. A great load in, load out. There'll be food trucks there. Don't forget the food trucks. I say we because I'm involved, but Steve and Rogue Toys from...
The History Channel.
Yes, from Pawn Stars. He's
Stars.
the toy expert.
Right.
But Steve Johnston has arranged to have food trucks outside the facility, and they're picking and choosing. So it's not like it's going to be quality. It's not just going to be like,
haphazard stuff.
Yeah.
So people can come in and out of the show to go eat and come back in. So there's going to be wristbands or something.
Yep. Absolutely. So it's going to give you a wide variety. So you know how you usually go to a convention and it just has the normal hot dog
concession
hamburger?
stand
exactly.
that's already inside.
Which, no disrespect towards them. They're decent food in some places.
That's $50 a hot dog.
Yeah, but they're going to have like steak sandwiches,
Right
and,
on.
a whole range of things. So it's going to be a great event. We're also going to have Q&A sessions. We're going to have a banquet they're going to call it the Kazies for the greatest cosplay.
Right on.
Of the vote. So, hey, it's going
And
to
if
be
people
fun.
want information in terms of vendors or whatever?
For the sports, you come to me. That is Scott at PowerPlay or shosey at PowerPlaySportsCards.com. You can Facebook me through the page. For the toys and the collectible side, contact Rogue Toys, which would be Steve Johnston. And they also have the webpage of unicon.vegas, where all that information is too.
Right on.
Booth price, vendors. We're going to start putting the celebrities up here real soon. We've got a couple Raiders in mind, and I've got 4 particular wrestlers in mind.
Ooh.
We'll just do this.
Oh, 4.
Yeah, 4.
Is it 4?
Could be.
The 4 Thoughtsman?
Something like that. The 4
Gotcha.
Thoughtsman will be there.
All right, before we go to break, you're the 4th bullet point there. Are we going to run that commercial so we don't have to talk about it? The advertising?
Sure. Why don't we do that?
So why don't we run that commercial so we don't have to talk about
Absolutely.
it as I'm stalling for a second for him to pull it up.
That's why, it's 9 to 10 next week. I'm half asleep still. There's no coffee.
All right.
Where's my Tim Hortons?
So with that, we're going to step aside for our first break. When we come back, we're going to get into some sports talk and, of course, hobby news. And we'll also touch on the passing of Black Panther himself, Mr. Chadwick Boseman, at the age of 43. We'll get into that a little bit. You are watching Power Play Sports Collectibles Show with Scott and Aaron. We'll be right back.
Looking to advertise your small business at a low cost? Do you need your commercial designed or actually produced for you? Advertise on 2 of the hottest shows on the internet, Power Play Sports Collectibles and Thoughts Count Anywhere. Both shows with getting over 40,000 views per week for only one low cost. For more information, please email info@thoughtscountanywhere.com.
Hi, I'm Wally Joyner. Listen to the Power Play Sports Collectibles podcast every week and visit the store at the Boulevard Mall.
Hey, welcome back to Power Play Sports Collectibles Show. Scott H., Aaron P. here, Aaron E. on the board, and you, the listener. 702-329-6947. I touched on it before we went to break. As we start going into some of the topics, we'll skip right into collectibles just for a moment. I don't want the show to go too far, but of course it was brought up last night. Actor Chadwick Boseman, age 43. He played the lead in Black Panther. As well,
Robinson.
The Jackie Robinson story, of course, the newer Avengers movie where Black Panther was in. 4 years this man had colon cancer. 4 years. He was diagnosed 4 years ago, back in 2016. And you think about what he's done since his diagnosis and filming and not really letting anybody know.
Didn't miss a beat. Give him all the credit in the world for that.
And I was listening to one of the sports shows coming in this morning, and, we talk about superheroes and the DC world and cosplay and everything else. Look, in my mind, a guy like this who had a disease that, for all intents and purposes, and we don't know where he was in the stages when it was found. If it's caught early, it's pretty much controllable. I'll put that word in quotes. Later stages, it takes a lot. But to me, Chadwick was a real superhero in that he continued to live life
to its fullest.
He didn't tell anybody. It wasn't an issue. You wouldn't know it by seeing him on screen in any way, shape, or form. And the message there is, you know what? Life hands us crappy cards every once in a while. And he just made chicken salad out of chicken poop, living the way he did since diagnosis. That, to me, is a superhero where he just continued to live life regardless of who knew, didn't know, and he went out as high as you can as far as I'm concerned. May he rest in peace.
God bless, and thoughts and prayers go out to the family.
All right, and I'm going to follow up with a collectibles question later on. But all right, let's get going into some of the topics we have here, sir.
We usually talk about sports.
Yes, we do. But there isn't nothing really to talk about.
Exactly.
Because everything was off for a couple of nights. All right, first of all, I'm going to put a disclaimer.
Yes, because you know where I'm going.
The thoughts and opinions about the Express are those of Scott Hosey and Hosey. No, I'm just saying. But
your
this
thoughts.
is why we have the platform. Well,
and for people who want to call in,
yes.
If you want to call in and debate us or have your own view, please be respectful. We're being respectful towards your side. I have my opinions. I'm sure Aaron, and I know Aaron over there has his opinions. But
we should put Aaron's mic on and have him be part of the discussion.
If he'd like to. He did. Oh.
Yes.
So
we'll start off with, okay, should politics and sports mix?
It depends. I think it's used as a platform like anything else. If you were a movie star, or people use it at the Golden Globes, or
which bothers me to no end.
Yeah, well, and they have the opportunity.
He killed your mic.
They have the opportunity. Sorry,
that's okay.
They have the opportunity to do it, so that's why they use it. They can and they will.
But they have their opportunity if they want to buy their own airtime at your studio, or
Live.Vegas,
or not during. To me, when I want to watch sports or the Golden Globes or the Oscars, you are actors. You are sports professionals. Mm-hmm. I can't go into my workplace with a red hat or a black hat. We'll just put it both ways, or a blue hat, and get away with it.
Right.
And because you're in a public forum, you're supposed to act respectful. I know the sports players are. Typically, the actors and actresses go off on a tangent during their speech.
And I hate that.
Yeah.
Can you bring my mic back up a little more, please?
But
I want to be heard, damn it.
in my opinion, it needs to stay out of the sports world because we were all clamoring for sports.
Absolutely.
We were all wanting to come back as a nation and watch sports and enjoy sports. And
As an escape.
As an escape from all the bad stuff going on. Let it be the movements, the protests, the disease, and the stuff going on in the world right now. And as Chief has said, and he's in our room right now, we all bleed red, no matter what. And
by saying that,
yes,
that doesn't mean we don't understand the cause of the movement that's out there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But from my opinion, this is my opinion, maybe only, but LeBron and CP3 taking advice and wanting to kill sports for this year. And these players protesting. If you want to have a peaceful protest, first of all, I came up with a solution that some teams have actually started doing. Instead of talking to the players and saying, stop kneeling at the anthem.
Right.
They're taking away, like I said, like Kiss Cam, or nobody's in the stands anyway, to kiss except cardboard statues.
Which would be fun to see if they can make them kiss.
That could be interesting.
Or the teddy bear.
But, do the national anthem and before or after have a moment of silence so the cause can be expressed.
Right.
And you're not just discouraging against the anthem. You're doing it on the anthem. It's said it's not because of the anthem, but if you're doing it on the anthem, it's because of the anthem. So just take that minute or 2 minutes, however long the anthem is in your stadium, take that 2.5 minutes and allow people to pray or, show their respect.
702-32
issues.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. 702-329-6947. Get in on the conversation. Look, you asked me what my thoughts were on all of this. I totally agree that the return of sports, as we're watching some ESPN highlights of some baseball yesterday in front of us, sports, movies, comic books, collectibles, those are all supposed to be the distractions that take us away from the things in life outside of our homes that stress us out, that we just kind of carry that weight on our shoulders, that we are, I would say paranoid, that's not the right word, where sometimes we get nervous about life. And I too, I just want to see, look, I love people who take an opportunity to express themselves. There's always a right way and a wrong way to do things. I'm not questioning that the way that the athletes are doing it is right or wrong. It's one way. But those who say things need to change, give me an example. Please put out there what you want to see changed and how. Don't say defund police. I don't want to hear that, although it's out there. And I don't mean I don't want to hear it from a negative standpoint. I'm not in favor of defunding the police because if, God forbid, I have an issue besides maybe me having to go out and get my own weapon to protect my family, I want to be able to call the police, God forbid, an emergency.
Absolutely.
My grandfather was a police officer in the early 40s back in New Jersey. Because he was Jewish, he was paired with the very first African-American police officer back in the early 40s in Linden, New Jersey. Okay? They made them walk on their knees from one corner to the next as part of their initiation. Not anybody else. The first Jew and the first African-American cop, okay? So my point is this. Give me some ideas and suggestions how we change that.
Yeah.
I can go on there and say, yes, we need change, and yes, vote November 6th, and I want everybody to vote.
But what's your platform to change?
But what? Give me an idea. I don't have an answer. I don't know what. I don't have a suggestion to put in the suggestion box.
Now, I know this will upset some friends, and I have a lot of African-American friends. And some are very close to me. Some I respect dearly. And, Ryan Reeves is one of them.
Absolutely.
And, he has his views, and I respect his views because he's done it very respectfully, I think. But a couple things. I'm a first responder. Dad and grandfather were both in the military.
Right.
And to me, the military is very similar to the police, and they're giving up their lives. Here's my take. And the caveat, asterisk, whatever you want. There are bad people in every walk of life right now.
I agree.
And right now, everybody has a lot of tension on them. So whatever happened the other day in Wisconsin, there's a lot of tension going on. And it's being infused by people throwing fuel to the fire. Now, not all police officers are bad. You're going to have a bad cop. You're going to have a bad cashier. You're going to have bad people in all walk of life.
I agree.
Let's put it right there. These players, instead of protesting and taking away our escape, take your $30 million contract, go into the inner cities, go into the police departments, and bring people together. Have forums. Spend your $30 million, LeBron and CP3. Donate the rest of your money for this season that you didn't want to play anyway. Who we kidding? And have a convention of some sort where you bring the communities together to talk.
Right.
Not violently talk, but talk amongst yourself. And you will find most people have the same ideas. The problem is there's being fuel to the fire by both sides. And you know what I mean by both sides.
Yeah,
and I'm putting
absolutely.
it out there. Now, I'm a first responder. I've said that numerous times.
Right.
About a month and a half ago, I took $300 out of my pocket. I went to Target, and I bought $300 worth of Starbucks gift cards, little $5 ones. And I don't have my wallet with me. I don't bring it in the studio, but I always keep like 5 or 6 in my wallet.
Sure.
And when I see a police officer, I'll walk up, hand them a $5 gift card, say nothing.
Right.
Because they're risking their lives for the U.S. population, you know, and the citizens out there. And the other day, right outside the boulevard, there were 2 officers stopped in the back. They were chatting. And I got out of my car and I walked towards them. I am Caucasian. I can tell you they looked freaked out when I started walking towards them.
Because they didn't know what was coming.
Exactly. Because they're on edge right now, too.
Sure.
Just like everybody's on edge.
Yeah.
And when I walked up, they were, you could tell they were tense. And I said, "Excuse me, gentlemen, I just want to thank you for what you do and your time." And I handed them 2 $5 gift cards. And the look on their face, one guy gave me a hug. It was It was touching.
Yeah. You know what? Again, I think what you said, where there's bad apples in every walk of life. And what we see on television, look, there's a reason that the fireman saving the cat out of the tree is always in the last 30 seconds of a newscast.
Doesn't sell advertising.
You know, it just is not what makes headlines. It's not what brings viewers. It's not what brings sponsors. There's always 3 sides to every story, as the old saying goes. There's one side, there's the other side, and then there's somewhere supposed to be the truth in the middle. And what we see that is presented through social media when people use their cell phones to video record things and whatnot, we're only seeing those things from the point with which they turn their phone on and start recording. I do it. I get stuck if there's something I see going on and I'm funneling from my phone and I'm like, damn, I want to record this. And at the time I catch it, it's like, oh, it's already past what I really want to see. So there's always more to what we see, but unfortunately us humans, because I'm guilty of it, we react to the first thing we see.
Right.
Without knowing or hearing about everything. Now, I'm also a very emotional individual. My cancer is my horoscope. So I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I'm affected very easily by what I see around me before I reel it back in and say, okay, wait a minute. Maybe my first reaction wasn't the best.
Here's a prime example for the sports fans.
Yeah.
In hockey, is it the first cross-check or the second cross-check that usually attracts attention?
Yeah, it's the second one.
It's the second one that gets caught. Because
Exactly.
you didn't see the whole story. A movie that is not a very publicized movie, and I mentioned it many times, Vantage Point.
Right.
You can find it in the Walmart big-ass bin of, $5 movies.
Yeah.
I encourage everyone to own a copy. Just watch that movie.
All right, let's get off of that.
Sure.
Let's get into some hockey. Let's talk about the Knights. I have this.
we have some for the Knights and this topic too.
Okay, absolutely.
And that is for the Las Vegas Police Protective Association. The president, Steve Gromas, basically came out against the Knights and what they were doing.
Right.
And that is, protesting against the police. He basically, says, hey, look at all the facts. And also, do you remember October 1? Which actually put the Knights on the map, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
People here in Las Vegas seem to forget October 1, and that's what I always go back to. The only thing that brings us together as a community is a disaster of some sort or a negative. And October 1, the community came together quite rapidly, and that was for the people outside of Las Vegas that didn't watch the news.
Right.
We had a mass shooting here, largest in U.S. history, where a gentleman decided to open fire on a bunch of
on a concert,
a country concert across the street. The police that were there in the concert, not in a uniform but enjoying the concert, they all went into action and they saved hundreds of lives, if not 1,000 lives.
Unfortunately, we lost 58 people.
Yes.
And that jersey number is hanging from the rafters of T-Mobile because the Knights actually retired number 58 in honor of those lives lost that night. And I don't know if if you want to repost that so folks can read fully what his message was.
I don't like to put.
But it was on Twitter.
It was on Twitter, and you can look it up. It's on 8 News Now.
Right.
I don't like to put political stances on my website
Absolutely.
or the Facebook page, and I'll throw that out there to some of my relatives. I believe that the Facebook page and the if you want to send it to your friends and family, that's fine. But Facebook to me is pictures of your cat and dog and
I miss
kids,
those days.
And you're going on vacation and just little fun things. Facebook is supposed to be that outlet if you don't like sports, I guess.
Right.
But now it's just so political. I defriend a bunch of people.
Yeah. All right. Now on the ice, our Golden Knights.
Interesting. I'm watching some of my listeners right now. Sorry.
And again, it just simply goes back to. All right, Rafi, dial the number again, 702-329-6947. But you need to press number 1 to get to the studio line.
Because you're number 1 in our book.
So, yeah, Rafi, so call in, bud. Try again if you can.
Is that your buddy from back east or something?
No.
Okay.
Rafi is my workout partner
Oh,
here,
that's right.
my workout buddy in CrossFit. All right, so the Knights against the Vancouver Canucks, they're tied 1-1. Tonight, 9:45 p.m. East, Vegas, the Knights.
6:45 here.
6:45 our time. Game 3 is available on NBCSN, SN, I guess that's Sports Network, CBC, the Canadian broadcasting channels, I guess, and TVAS. I don't know all the letters, but NBCSN is the NBC Sports Network where I generally catch it.
Yeah, and sometimes they black it out, which to me is just horrible in today's world with the shortened seasons and that. They should have gotten rid of all the blackout stuff. I actually went and bought it was like $7.99 or $8.99, something like that. $9.99 is WWE. The NHL Network, because it said all games will be aired there. And I'm like, okay, if they're playing... it's blacked out. Thanks, NHL. Thanks, baseball. Thanks, all those leagues. Trying to keep fans right now.
All right, we have a caller on the line. Calling in. My white light is, and this is...
You're going towards the white light.
That's right. This is my buddy Rafi, my CrossFit buddy and friend, and a corrections officer. You're actually taking a break from the morning workout to call in, bud?
No, man, I'm going at 10 o'clock, man.
Oh, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I got to keep my social distancing, so... less people,
I got you.
I can't be in part of big groups, So,
that's right.
That's all we got to learn, right? There's only 2 of you in the studio, right?
That is true.
I just hope there's 2 of you in the studio, So,
well, we do have a third. Our producer, of course, he's sitting on the other side of the studio pushing the button. So there's only 3 of us here.
Well, see, that's social distancing.
There you go. What's up, my friend?
Yeah, I'd just like to touch base on, you guys, the topic you guys talking about, the sports thing and, how it plays out to what are, this week especially,
right?
How rough it is for everyone in this world. It's, everybody has their own opinion and everybody, I agree with a lot of it. I remember I posted something on your Facebook and as much as I don't agree with it, I mean, I understand it, but at the same time, it's like, that's our escape. It's their job too. I'm like, really, guys? I understand, but I mean, you can't. It's not going to go. It's not going to be put in place. You can't end racism. You really can't.
So let me ask.
You only could.
Let me ask you a question as a corrections officer. If an issue comes across, regardless of what the issue is, and you told your boss that you're boycotting and not coming to work that day, what would happen in your scenario?
I think that answers the question.
Right.
Oh, yeah. It's called an AWOL. Means that you don't get paid. You don't get paid for that day.
Right. Absence without leave. Yep.
Yeah. That's what's called for us. So it's like, no, we got to show up regardless of the situation. The only thing we can't show up is the COVID.
That's
exactly.
Yeah,
and definitely you working in where you do, obviously be safe.
Yeah.
Listen, bud. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thought. Then we'll let you go.
Yeah, or any other family emergency. It's like any other normal job. I mean, did the nurses go through the same thing? Yeah. I mean, they have to show up. They're much needed as well. We have street cops too that show up.
Absolutely.
I'm like, no, it's not like we're, it's not like we still got to feed our families no matter what.
Absolutely.
We still got to show up and still feed our families. So that's it's
right on.
Challenge your faith. So I mean,
anytime.
I understand. Yeah,
Go ahead.
I agree, but I don't understand. So.
Right on.
But it is what it is. It is what it is.
All right, bud. Listen, thanks for taking a few minutes, letting us know your thoughts from a corrections officer standpoint. Be safe out there at 10 o'clock.
And I want to back him up. When people on other sides of the fence, we'll just put it that way, see where he says, I don't understand. They think he doesn't understand the cause. I think he realizes he does not understand why we're at this point and how we can't fix it. Like you said, bring another rock to the table doesn't affect cure the problem. Come with a solution. You can Monday morning quarterback things all day long.
Absolutely.
I can tell the 49ers what they should have done in the last 7 minutes to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But, I appreciate your time, sir. Thank you for your service, and be safe. And
also, he is also former military as well.
God bless you, sir.
Rafi, thank you, buddy. Love you. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah. Have a good morning.
All right, be safe at working out, would you please?
All right. Thank you.
All right, see you, buddy.
Going back to our lovely Vegas Golden Knights.
Yes.
Can you tell me who the coach is and who's in goal? And I can tell you if I'm a Knights fan still.
I have no idea.
Okay. For those who don't know my platform, if Du Bois is still the coach and Lerner's in goal, go Canucks.
All right. So game 3 and 4 is this weekend, NBCSN, 9:45
I'll be watching because
today.
I'm a true hockey fan. So.
9:45 tonight and tomorrow, 10:30 p.m. Those are Eastern Standard Times. All right. It's almost 20 up already. Do you want to stop for a break?
No, let's keep going until we finish the sports because then we can make up stuff later.
Well, we got some,
a couple weeks ago, for all the listeners, I can tell you my run sheet is usually 3 or 4 pages of stuff. And a couple weeks ago, I pulled a nice little prank on our co-host over there. And, he was sitting here going, what? So now we have a short run sheet. And he's like,
I'm always nervous. I'm like, where's the rest of
this?
Yeah, Who's coming in
the problem is there's no sports. And it's all because of the political atmosphere. And I didn't want to be Debbie Downer. But
I'm going to give you something for football that will kind of meld into collectibles. Sure. Okay. How valuable would real estate be in the collectibles market if real estate was owned by a sports celebrity and they were selling that house or plot of land or whatever?
It adds probably 5 to 10%.
Okay.
Because you were talking some houses that are up for sale. Eli Manning.
That's why I'm bringing Eli up right now, and I'll talk about it later. So if you're interested in the New Jersey area, former New York Giants quarterback Eli Manning is selling his Summit, New Jersey mansion, by the way, and Summit is very nice.
What is the definition of a house and a mansion? Is it how many bathrooms?
I think so.
Okay.
Bedroom, square feet, and if you have a butler with the house.
Okay.
He's selling his upscale abode for $5.25 million. He bought the house in Union County for $4.7.
And 5 point what?
Nothing. 5.25.
Yeah, that's not a big price tag for that area, to be honest with you.
Let me explain the house and what you're getting for $5.25.
Okay.
9,000 square feet of interior space, complete with antique charm, modern conveniences, and high-end finishes. That was written by a real estate agent. 6 bedrooms, 5 full bathrooms, and 4 half bathrooms. So that's 9 places you can pee in the house, okay? Not counting the pool. The house has space enough for an entire team. The full layout includes a fireside dining room, sun-filled formal living room, and an oversized family room. A gourmet kitchen with high-end appliances looks out to a breakfast room. The spacious master suite has 2 dressing rooms and a marble bath. Other amenities include 8 restored fireplaces, a home office, home gym, a massive 750 bottle wine cellar, and a third floor bonus room that could be turned into a rec room or a 6th bedroom.
I gotta pay.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't it be a 7th bedroom? Because isn't there already 6 bedrooms?
Well, the loft. You can change the loft into the. I guess maybe the 6th bedroom was if you turn the loft into it. Also features a central air conditioning system and a blah, blah, blah. Okay, set on 1.1 acres. The grounds include a pool with a recently renovated pool house. Temperature-controlled pool house features a golf simulator for year-round use. Outside, the patio area includes a barbecue for warm. $5.25 million. Why is that not like $15 million or $50 million?
Well, especially in the New York, New Jersey area. Yeah.
And the taxes there are probably
I would have bought it, but there's no tennis court.
Wait a minute. Let me check the listing.
I think I picked up a tennis racket since high school.
I did. It was to prop the garage door open.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah. So $5.25 million. Yet we have Shenandoah Ranch owned by Wayne Newton up for sale here for $30 million in Las Vegas.
That comes with its own plane, though. Did you read that?
No. Yeah, I did. He has a plane on the property. It doesn't fly.
No, it was
It's
his
a
original
grounded plane, yeah. And he's got the Arabian Horse Ranch. The horses, I don't think, are still there. I think they have horses.
No, the horses. I drove by with the family the other day, and you can still see the horses back in there. So obviously, they're still being kept up and fed.
Somebody better be doing something over there. But anyway, so that was so real estate on that. I was just curious.
Raiders.
Well,
they had a practice over at the new Allegiant Stadium. Our co-host from TCA, Thoughts Count Anywhere, was working security. I actually saw him on camera, so he got some camera time.
Did he really?
Yeah.
In the news?
Yeah.
Was it in the background?
Yeah.
We're talking about Jason Piper, by the way.
He was walking. It looked like him. Had the same walk, and
if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck,
and
it must
smiles
be
like a
Jason.
duck. But you got some airtime, and congratulations.
him.
He's working over at my store. He's one of our managers and salesmen over there, along with the fact that he's working security over at Allegiant Stadium. He was hoping for more things to do, obviously.
Sure.
But it looks like at game day, because there's going to be people there, they are still going to need security.
That's good.
So he seems to fit right in.
Don't expect to see Mark Davis, as he will not set foot into the stadium until fans are allowed in, apparently.
Well, he won't set foot during game days. He said, he'll.
Well,
come
that's
in
the
during
important
practice.
part. That's all. That's all the attendance.
And I give him respect for that.
Right.
He definitely stepped up to the plate there and said, if the fans can't come to the games, I can't come to the games, and you got to throw him a bone for that one.
There you go.
Baseball. Well, first of all, your Yankees. I'll call them the injured or hospitalized Yankees.
They lost back-to-back doubleheaders.
7 innings.
Judge is back on with the calf injury. I mean, they put up the list this morning. Gleyber Torres, Stanton, Judge, LeMahieu.
Walking wounded is what they should
J.A.
be.
Happ. Oh, it's 2019 all over again with the injuries. But this is what happens in a short 60-game season, and I was afraid of this. Some of these injuries, whether they're related to the restart, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I did not sleep at a Holiday Inn Select and wake up as one this morning. But it's just, I want to go back to something you said earlier where LeBron said that they want to cancel all the sports moving forward. You know what? In my opinion, they shouldn't have played in the beginning in the first place. None of the sports leagues should have restarted any of this, period, because these shortened seasons are just so absolutely ridiculous. And same thing, college now with all the cancellations. So they should have thought about that in the first place.
Well, if you hear a lot of the millionaire players, I put that out there. But no, before this whole protest, or however stand-in, whatever sit-in, or whatever you want to call it, a lot of them were actually looking at, or stating during post-game and pre-game, playing back-to-back nights or playing, with only one day off. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well,
you're
playing
a kid's game and getting paid $1 million. I'm sorry.
And I hate when they come out and they talk about the dollars and cents and stuff like that, because you got people, present company included, still waiting for unemployment for 19 weeks now.
Absolutely.
19 weeks.
And you're playing a kid's game and being paid millions of dollars, and they're complaining about having one day off between games. I think, to be honest with you, some of the players were using this, and I hate to say it this way, as a, hey, let's end this season and still get paid type thing, which is a shame because it has more meaning than that, because you could see some of them. And you know what? Here's one thing.
Apparently, if they stopped in the NBA, the collective bargaining agreement would be ripped up, or maybe it was baseball. It was going to affect somebody's CBA.
For those out there in the know, and NBA basketball, the pregame show that has Kenny Smith and Shaq and
TNT, right?
Yeah. Kenny Smith walked off in protest the other night. That's his own personal belief. You know who stayed?
Shaq.
Who is?
African American. And Charles Barkley.
But what does Shaq do in his free time?
He's out in hospitals. He's out in the community donating pizzas.
He's
an officer.
He is an officer of the law.
Yep.
Yeah,
in Florida, absolutely.
He's a marshal, so
that's right.
Or part of the sheriff's department.
He's a big ass marshal.
Yeah, but you know what? I throw him
absolutely
kudos, and
absolutely.
he shares his beliefs, but he also stood behind the blue.
Right on. All right, what do you say we switch gears to some collectibles? Let's get out of sports.
Yeah, why don't we take a break, reset?
All right. There you go. You're watching Power Play Sports Collectibles Show with Scott and Aaron, and we're going to run some 30-second commercial, and we'll be back talking about stuff, memorabilia, collectibles.
Bye.
We'll be back.
It's not easy. The mask kind of makes people uncomfortable. I don't have much of a social life. I wish people could see me for who I am, just trying to fit in. Be a good friend. make a living. I know. The whole chainsaw thing. The woods. Sneaking up on people. I get it. I don't have the best reputation. But the thing is, behind the mask, I'm just a regular guy. I'm not scary at all. I have a cat.
Hello. My name is Martin Casals, and I'm here at Power Play Sports Collectibles at the Boulevard. That's where you should be. Come and play with me. So, if you're looking for sports collectibles, get your ass to the Boulevard. Now. I said ass.
What a way to come back in after Marty the Moth comes right up to the camera.
Marty Casals from Lucha Underground. He also was in WWE for the Tough Enough contest.
Right.
And was one of the contestants that actually broke his ankle. And because, I don't know if you know this, obviously Tough Enough is, I got distracted. They're showing the Big Ten and the Michigan flag.
I know, right?
And there's Penn State. Yeah, all right.
Hey.
They're talking about starting up Penn State, Michigan, and
like their own little league thing.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. It just start next year. And the other thing is give the students and the student athletes another year of eligibility.
I think most of them have. I think there's a lot of schools are doing that, but we'll see. Anyway,
but we were talking Marty the Moth.
Yes,
he was in the Tough Enough.
Right,
broke his ankle, but because of the way it's filmed, they had all the contestants come out, and they hadn't made the announcement who the winner was. So he actually, because he couldn't come out in a cast, they were going to leave him behind. But he did. That was going to be. He wanted to make that run down to the ring, and he did it without a cast, without a brace. He said he hurt like hell because he's on a broken ankle. But he made it into the ring to do his bit, and that's what some wrestlers do.
Absolutely. Yeah. You have that apple's right there.
Yep.
You're going to do everything you can to get it. So, all right, let's talk some collectibles and cards and stuff.
Yeah, we're just going to talk a few things because a lot of the collectibles industry took a hit this week too because they're not looking at putting out a lot of product. All the product was released last week with the holiday week coming up, and all the interest is obviously on the political side right now.
Right.
So the one thing that came out of, and it's a Las Vegas owned, and I'm just going to leave it at that, the Trout Super Refractor.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can pull up the picture that says Trout Hot. Don't think that's it, but it maybe is. There's two Trouts. That's not it. The other Trout. Okay, maybe it is.
I think that is it.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's sold for $3.12 million.
Now, did I hear you correctly that someone from Vegas actually won the card?
Yeah, well, not won it, sold it. He
rather?
owned the card and sold it.
Wow.
The person who bought the card wants to remain silent.
Sure.
Especially if his wife found out. Like championship belts.
No, stop.
But it's a 2009
Bowman
Chrome draft pick Super Refractor, signed, Golden Auctions online.
See, but when people see this kind of number for a baseball card for a specific kind, and you tout this all the time, that this is not an investment type of thing, it's a collectible, it should be a hobby. But it's stuff like this that make people turn it into a business for themselves. Yeah. They want to keep buying to find the Holy Grail.
And we had some great guys last week with Card Breaks are doing it as a job right now.
Mm-hmm.
A blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it's my business. And hobby's there for enjoyment.
Right.
If everybody went out, and they did in the early 90s, is it became a craze, especially with the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. And it's a craze right now because I think the lack of televised sports made people go to buy sports.
Right.
It is going to do this. It's going to be the roller coaster.
Just like the stock market.
Stock market. So don't do this to invest for your future, your retirement, your kids' college fund, because then they're going to have to go, unfortunately, just to the unemployment line because they're not going to get that college education because it's not going to be there. I mean, you might get lucky and sell at the right time, but use a hobby as enjoyment.
Right. Absolutely.
So, some cards on eBay.
Okay, let's bring up that other Trout card that you first brought up. Even though it looked exactly the same.
It does look exactly the same for the naked eye. It's a little clearer because it doesn't have the reflective coat. And it's hot on eBay right now. So far, there is 51 bids going on. There's 264 watchers as of this morning, or actually late last night when I did the run sheet.
Right.
It is, again, a 2009 Bowman Chrome. It is obviously been slabbed, which means either Beckett, JSA, or one of the grading companies. So if you have this card... and you've rubber banded or kept it in your back pocket, it's not going to sell for this.
Right.
You need to send it into these companies, get them to grade the card, and they'll encase it with those numbers at the top that if Aaron could scroll back up. And that is the, we'll call it the look of the signature where it's not smeared.
Right.
Which today's players, I mean,
who could tell?
That's Mike Trout, yeah. And also, they graded on the corners, the centering, the surface, and there was one other one. But there's 4 qualities.
Sure.
And to be honest with you, with a naked eye, you can't see the scratches or the corners. They put them under
magnifying glasses.
Yeah, all sorts of computer stuff. Look at the centering of the card, and if it's just a hair off, it drops that number down. So, people come up to me all the time with like Zion rookies and say, I have a 10. Well, no, you don't. It's not graded as a 10.
Right.
Well, it'll grade as a 10. Then send it in and get graded.
Right, get it graded, yeah.
Yeah, and because most cards come out as 8s, to be honest with you. Very few in my history of cards that I've gotten 10s.
Right.
Yeah.
So that card is up on eBay right now. The highest bid is $20,200.
Yes.
As of last night.
Jeez. And it's still got like 3 days left.
Tatis, whose name has been in the news the last couple of weeks.
Oh, man, yeah. He's on fire. He is the new hot commodity there. The Padres shortstop, which, by the way, if you pull up his card, you can see there's something different about it. For those who are like, hey, the Padres, I had the same problem with Marc-Andre Fleury when people came, when the Knights came here, they wanted Marc-Andre Fleury. Is actually in the White Sox jersey.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that card right now is going roughly for $20,400. 60 bids on that one.
Now, the next one I find very interesting.
Yes.
Mr. Patrick Mahomes, if you could bring that one up next.
Patrick Mahomes, autograph rookie ticket from the 2017 Panini Contenders.
It says Mahomes, according to the run sheet. Mahomes.
There it is. Just so you know, our producer here does great. He is not a sports guy.
Yeah, that's all
He's
right.
from Canada.
He's learning, though.
Yeah.
He's learning. More sports shows he'll learn.
And I just... the signatures of some of these players now, I don't have the greatest signature in the world, but, the old school signatures, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, those kind of guys, Yogi Berra, you could always read their signature. This is, to me, a scribble.
What amazes me about this is the fact that here you have a Super Bowl MVP, if I'm not mistaken, in his, second year of really taking over the team full time. And his card is on eBay for $22,100 as of last night. And it's in the same relative price range as Mike Trout and Fernando Tatis. I would figure Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Well, I could see it Trout. Trout's the top
Yeah,
player
he's top for
baseball,
MLB. All right, I get that. But still, if that's the case, I mean, still also, within a couple of grand to me is not significantly different.
Very true. But it also, how many of those cards were produced? That's how you determine the value. That's why the $4 million card, there was only one of those produced.
Supply and demand.
And here's one that is still holding its value. And that is... and it's still the hot card out there, 2000 Bowman Chrome, GOAT, Tom Brady, Michigan quarterback. Gem Mint 10, there's 27 bids on it right now. There were a lot of these produced too, but It's going for close to $10,000.
It's not signed, though.
No, it is not signed.
So now compare this to the first card that'll come out with him in a Tampa Bay Buck jersey.
No one's going to care.
No, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
I mean,
it'll draw some interest. Initially, I think the cards will probably come out at about $5, unless there's some like limited edition ones, numbered ones to 100 and autographed ones. Initially, but people are always going to remember him as a Patriot.
Sure. Okay.
If he wins the Super Bowl as a Buck,
different story.
It could be a different story, but I really don't see that happening.
Before we get into birthdays, I want to go back to something I mentioned earlier about the Black Panther character.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Let's touch on that.
So,
Give that some time.
unfortunately, we lost Mr. Bozeman, who played him, Warwick Bozeman. What happens to the value in the collectibles world of the Black Panther market now that the passing of the gentleman who was the lead in the movies?
Well, definitely with anything that's in the news, it spikes curiosity. And when you spike curiosity, it's going to drive money because people want to go buy that product. Just like Clorox wipes. If people, the supply and demand, and right now there will be a demand for Black Panther stuff, especially autograph stuff from him.
In costume.
8x10 photos, 16x20s. One gentleman on my Facebook page had one of the helmets, toy helmets, and had it signed, which was really cool looking. That will definitely draw some interest. Okay. Now, will the price spike right now? Yeah. If you have the items, sell them right now.
Yeah.
Because in 2 weeks, nobody's going to care, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. It will still keep a decent value, but the hype is there for the next week and a half.
Okay. Yeah. So basically strike while the fire's hot.
If you have the items and want to sell them, have no, sentimental issue to them or, attachment, sell them now.
Right on. All right. Thank you for sharing that.
I sold all my Cam Newtons and Kaepernicks, which I had in like the nickel box. I pulled them out during the whole where he was getting some additional. Yeah, thank you. I thank Kaepernick for that week. And same with.
Suffice it to say, you probably have some signed stuff in the store or online.
No, unfortunately,
nothing.
Not.
Okay,
no, I really don't do a lot of non-sports stuff.
Okay,
it's mostly sports oriented.
Right.
But we've got 2 great stores over at the Boulevard Mall. We've got Poor Boy Comics and we've got Pop Shack.
Right.
And I know Pop Shack had Black Panthers. Because I happen to just notice them. They have some limited collectible ones. Definitely. I mean, he's going to get a run this morning.
Absolutely.
On them. Yeah.
All right. A couple of minutes left. So
let's touch on some birthdays.
Let's do it.
I'm going to leave the first for last because it's the best. And let's start off with Mike Shanahan. Any comments about Mike? Happy birthday.
Besides happy birthday, Denver Bronco head coach, I think, was one of the best coaches.
Yeah. Cal Ripken Jr.
The streak.
Absolutely.
That's all you need to say there.
Las Vegas resident. Raleigh Fingers.
Best mustache in the world.
How you keep that going,
What, with the mustache?
Yeah, during playing and, sweating.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
lots of wax.
Well, let's just say some of that, probably a little extra for maybe a couple of pitches here and there. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, okay. He never played for the Yankees, so he was Brewers, reliever. Okay, I can see some jealousy there.
No jealousy. I know he's a great pitcher.
James Harden.
The beard.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great player. I don't think he gets his due.
He's not the closer.
He's not the closer, but he's close, though. But I don't think he gets his due. I don't think he gets enough positive reaction for what he does. So
just wonder why. Because he is kind of quiet in the media.
Yeah.
So, and I give him respect for that. If he wants his privacy, absolutely. These 2 I threw on there just for you.
Thank you.
That.
I appreciate that.
Lou Piniella.
Sweet Lou, number 14. I mean, this guy, when in those mid-70s, when he came over, was it from the Reds? No. Who did he? Was it Seattle? I forgot who he played for before he came to the Yankees. But I want to say
it was the Reds.
Well, okay. Well, that was Paul O'Neill for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, that sweet swing from the right side was just tremendous, and of course, a close friend of Thurman Munson.
Ron Guidry.
Louisiana Lightning, 20 strikeouts against the Angels in that late 70s, early 80s game. I mean, he was electric.
And the best for last, who's no longer with us?
Mamba.
Kobe Bryant.
824. You hear the old saying sometimes, what can you say?
Yep.
Well, I think with Kobe, that other than it being a tragic loss and his daughter and everything, but when you look at what he's done for the world.
God bless him.
Absolutely.
Rest in peace.
Absolutely. All right. Closing comment as the red light is on.
Yes, we won't be here next week. The following week we'll start at 9 o'clock. And don't forget, next weekend we will be over at the Sports Card, Toy, and Collectibles Show. We have sound coming in.
I know. It sounds like a horse. Oh, here we go.
Sunset Station, Sports Card, Toys, Collectibles Show, Saturday and Sunday outside the bowling alley. Y'all come see us now. And with that being said, you finish us off.
Y'all? We're in Texas all of a sudden. I know Aaron would appreciate that. Hey, join us at 12 o'clock, high noon here Pacific time. Twin brothers from different mothers. Myself, Johnny Bird will be in the birdcage. Neil is still off getting better. Our guest, Lisa Mascari, owner and partner of Hand & Stone Spa Massage at Silverado Ranch. Hey, as always, be kind to everybody. Why is that? We're all we got. Have a great week, everybody, from all of us here at Power Play Sports Collectibles.